Where Are They Now presents Eddie Munster. According to urban legend, the part of Eddie Munster was played by a young actor named Butch Patrick. Now, years later, we can reveal that was a clever charade. In actuality, the little monster, Eddie Munster, was played by an actual child monster.
Therefore, it's an open and shut case.
Pop, I'm glad you're not mad at me.
Using a childlike vampire creature with no soul enabled producers of the show to get around tough child labor laws. The problem was, the creature constantly tried to suck the life force out of everyone else around him. It became clear as the series went on, despite cost savings, having an actual vampire on the set was not practical. So, what became of that undead creature that portrayed Eddie Munster?
Good evening. I'm Congressman Paul Ryan from Janesville, Wisconsin, and chairman here at the House Budget Committee.
There may have been no place in Hollywood for real monsters, but there's always been a place for them in the Congressional Republican Caucus. Now under another name, the same creature continues his immortal crusade to suck the essence from the living.
Limited government and free enterprise have helped make America the greatest nation on earth.
The real Eddie Munster on this edition of Where Are They Now?
Eddie, well, that was uncalled for. Now you march upstairs and put your jammies on.
Boy, everybody hates me.
Yes, they do. Okay, here's actually what made America great. Okay, ever since Alexander Hamilton refunded the debts of the Revolutionary War with federal debt. Yes, federal debt. The U.S. Went into debt to pay for its wars. The 1930s, Roosevelt tried to get the nation out of the Great Depression by borrowing money, and it worked until the Republicans said, deficit, 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 oh my God, you got to pay stuff off. And when he started paying stuff off in the middle of the recession, bam, we were like in a double dip, which is what the Republicans are hoping for. Why? Why? Because they cannot have an 8% unemployment rate in 2012 that has dropped from over 10, because that would mean that Obama and the Democrats had it right, and that the stimulus and the Recovery Act actually worked. And that can't happen. You must suffer so that they can win elections. The history of the United States, okay? When the U.S. government was created after the election of 1788, the federal debt floated by the first Treasury Secretary, Alexander Hamilton. There's charts on randyrhodes.com if you want to see them. Was paid back over the years. But after we had the revolution, the federal debt was 35% of gross domestic product, 35% of GDP. When the nation first started, 35% of GDP was our debt. Now, it's 24%. You see what I mean there? So you've got all these people screaming, the sky is falling, and yet when this nation first started, it had a 35% federal debt to GDP.